But that doesn't really do a lot for us if Kelis can't actually use her milkshake to bring the boys to the yard. So there needs to be some kind of a function that allows her to do that. So we're going to define that right here. We're just going to say function use milkshake. Pretty basic. We need to use the milkshake on some boys, so let's create a few boys. Let's just say, let's call him Tim Dog, okay? And Tim Dog is of type boy, and we're going to use our boy constructor. And we're going to say Tim Dog's name is Tim Dog, okay? And maybe we'll create another one called Easy-E. And Easy-E is also of type boy, all right? And Easy-E's name is Easy-E, okay? And we'll create one more boy called Luke, okay? And Luke is type boy, all right? So we've got three different boys that are going to be attracted to the yard. Oops, all right? And so we've got what we need to do is put all these boys into an array. So we're going to say that there's an array called boys, which is of type boy array. One thing that's important in Swift is that you can only have the same type of things in an array. So you actually can specify that, and we can actually use the subscript notation to put Tim Dog, okay, Easy-E, and Luke into the array of boys. All right, so it's an array, only one type in that array, which is not the same as what it is in Objective-C. In Objective-C, you pretty much have no choice but to. In Objective-C, you can put any old thing into an array that you want. We also need to have a yard of some sort. So we're going to say the yard, okay, and that is of type yard. And we're just going to use the basic yard constructor that we had set up at the top here. So that's the yard.init function. So going back down here, we've got an array of boys. We've got a yard. It looks like all we got to do now is call the function that the milkshake has, which is its ability to bring the boys to the yard. So we've got boys to the yard, and there we go. So legitimately, when Kelis uses her milkshake brings the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. She could teach you, but you'd have to charge. So in this case, now we still don't have any output from Kelis if we look here, because we actually haven't used the milkshake. So we just have one final piece to put in place, and that is Kelis lowercase, not the class method, dot use milkshake. Okay, because we're in a playground, if we look at our output over here in this console, we see the console is saying, Tim Dog went to the yard, and Tim Dog consumed a milkshake, and Easy-E went to the yard, and Easy-E consumed a milkshake, and Luke went to the yard, and Luke consumed a milkshake. So, in fact, just as we have specified with our Kelis class, Kelis is able to, not only is she in possession of a milkshake that is capable of bringing the boys to the yard, but she can in fact use that milkshake to bring the boys to the yard. And the three boys that we created were in fact brought to the yard as specified in our output over here. So that's just kind of a basic tutorial of classes in Swift. Some of the bigger things that you gotta understand from all of this is that classes on their own are their own base type. You don't have to subclass NSObject or anything like that to create a class. You can legitimately, anywhere you want, just declare a class. Another thing too is if your variables are not initialized automatically in the declaration, then you need to initialize them in the init function, and the compiler will warn you of that. So you definitely want to do that. We have a number of different Swift Hoods tutorials going through some of the other newer properties of classes, but this is just to kind of get your feet wet and give you a basic sense of what a class can do. And presumably we really have not finished all of the functionality of the Kelis class, so there'll probably be another tutorial. For example, we also know that Kelis is capable of teaching others to create her milkshake. However, it is a requirement that when she does this, there is some kind of a monetary exchange that takes place. So we could actually code all of that functionality into our Kelis class, and perhaps we would need some other classes to specify, who is it exactly that Kelis is teaching how to make the milkshake, what kind of currency is being exchanged in the process. It's probably important that Kelis has some kind of a wallet by which she could hold on to said currency. All of these things would be in a much more full and complete implementation of the Kelis class, but hopefully this just gives you a sense of some of the basic things that you can do with classes in Swift.